All right. That was such an interesting experience, I have to tell you. Delivering the awards, my whole family helped. You could see my son's arm at different parts of there. Thanks everyone for being a good sport as we tried to award two wonderful, wonderful women for the advocacy that they do in our community. Well, here we are. We did not expect to be here like this, did we? A place where interconnection means a virus shuts us down, but also a place where our interconnection can bring hope and help. Here at Student Advocacy Center, we are thankful for the vibrant connections we have with our families, our students, area nonprofits, school districts, and people just like you. None of us makes a difference alone, really, right? It's when we work together that the magic happens. And what has that looked like in the past couple months at Student Advocacy Center? We've gotten that question a lot. It's looked like our team handing out food with volunteers at Ypsilanti Community Schools. It's looked like our team driving over to SOS Community Services, filling up their trunks, their cars, and heading out to safely hand deliver food and hygiene items. It looks like our staff answering texts late at night because our teens right now have like a whole different sleep schedule going on. Am I right, people? It means having a video game connect to build that relationship. It looks like showing up at a virtual IEP or leaning in as our parents support each other in our weekly Zoom support group, where frankly, the staff cries half the time because it's powerful. It looks like SAC joining a bunch of other grassroots organizations in a drive-by car protest in Lansing, honking our horns and fighting for the right to literacy. Our work hasn't stopped because the need hasn't stopped. Do you know that Michigan has one of the worst graduation rates for students with disabilities in the country? Did you know that Michigan is one of the bottom 5 states nationwide for equitable school funding? Before COVID, Michigan expelled 6 students every school day and suspended many, many more, with Black and Brown students much more likely to be impacted. Informal removals or unilateral assignments to virtual schools also seem to be on the rise. That was our normal. And you know what? We can't go back to that. Sonia Pennell-Taylor says this moment is an opportunity to stitch a new garment, one that fits all of humanity and nature. SAC is working hard with all of you to stitch that garment, to give our students the support they need to fight for system-level changes. We need you to join this fight, this vision. There are many ways that you can do that. We understand and we know that for some, finances are tight. And the last thing we want you to feel is for your investment in SAC to cause great harm or for our request tonight to make you feel guilty. Not at all. But if you are able to financially support us at this time, we obviously welcome that support, as we've had many unexpected expenses and some unexpected loss of funding. Even in the last couple hours, I learned that. So tonight, you can text SAC to 44321 to donate. When you text, you'll get a link that will take you to a page to donate. And the links are also in your program. Your donations tonight help us to pay for emergency school supplies and groceries. It helps us to pay for credit recovery and our statewide helpline. It helps us to pay for meaningful connections between our advocates, mentors, and students. It allows us to participate in community organizing with our grassroots partners. This kind of work, as Decky said earlier, absolutely can't happen without are really generous supporters. And we're so grateful for you, truly, especially in this time, because most of you don't just give, you text, you email, you send me positive notes on our team. We appreciate you so much. Tonight, we are unveiling our new t-shirt. And you see, I'm going to cover myself up so you can see it in the flesh. Fund schools, fund our future. You can proudly wear it to advocate for a more equitable school funding future for our students, something that we're actively working on here at SAC. Along with many of you in the chat, I know a lot of you are working with us. There are also ways to help stitch a new garment that only take your time. You can volunteer as a virtual tutor, and you can also sign up to be a education justice activist. All across Michigan, people are coming together to join a movement of education justice activists. SAC is committed to ensuring that even in these difficult times, that we not lose sight of the need for equitable school funding for all students. Sign up right now. I know my team's going to put the link in the chat. It's in your program. We want your voice to be heard. Before we hear from our next storyteller, we have some really, really good ones, so stick around, friends. I want to end with remarks from the full quote from Sonia Pennell-Taylor that's really just given me lifeblood in the last 2 months. Sometimes I cry when I read it, so I'm going to try really hard not to. We will not go back to normal. Normal never was. Our pre-corona existence was not normal, other than we normalized greed, inequity, exhaustion, depletion, extraction, disconnection, confusion, rage, hoarding, hate, and lack. We should not long to return, friends. We are being given the opportunity to stitch a new garment, one that fits all of humanity and nature. We hope you join us in stitching that new garment, a new world where all students are in school, supported and engaged, where schools are resourced, where communities are working together for justice. Now we're going to move over to Ducky to introduce our next storyteller.